What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge...
We can figure that out later. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Dougal? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
Rising Wyvern!
Hurricane Strike!
Take this! I'm on a roll now! Let's tear it up! Take this! Eagle Fly! Let's keep up the pressure!
Here, let me help.
Eat this! All fish fury now! Perfect tear! Crush! Take below! Soda! Feel
Amazing.
Take this!
All here! Hear my call!
One more! Just the Hurricane Strike!
Glacial Spear!
I'll tear you apart!
This one's mine!
Lunar Corruption!
You're mine!
Lightning Meteor!
I'll heal you!
One more! This one's mine!
Now you're talking!
Lightning Meteor!
Clever Blast to Dragon Swarm!
I'm ready to go!
Rising Wyvern! Lunar Gate! Rising Storm!
Look shot! That's it!
Here I come!
This one's mine!
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Guardian Field! Alright, let me at it! Going down! You're on! Lightning Meteor! Guardian Field! Alright, let me at him! Swarm on guard! Going in! One more! Going in!
Eagle Fly!
Tiger Blade! That's it! Tiger Blade!
Doubling! In an instant! Impact Block!
Mega Ray!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! Stardust!
Water! Here!
My head's spinning just watching you!
Eagle Fly! You're
This
finished!
one's mine!
Glacial Spear!
Here, this one! Here! Let me help!
Freeze Laser!
Look sharp!
Going in!
You're breaking through! Ruin Gate!
నాకు ఇంకా టైం పడుతుంది పొద్దున ఏమన్నారు అంకుల్ అసలు అబ్జెక్ట్ వస్తుంది
Rising Wyvern!
I'm only getting measure break! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help. First aid!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Right here! I got it!
The enemy heals us too.
Nothing to see about that!
Rising Wyvern!
There are
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
Radiant, here!
Take this! Rising Wyvern! Soda!
This one's mine! Glacial Spear! This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern! Try harder! You're mine! Not now! Not ever! I'm not done!
You've got a knack for battle.
I still plan on training.
That's what I like to hear.
You're finished!
Reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Rising Wyvern!
Eagle Soda! I'm just getting started! Eagle Soda!
Rising Wyvern!
Damn it!
I'm not done! It's over!
This one's mine!
Rising Wyvern! Soda! Here I come! You're mine!
Here's a healing art!
Shield now!
Here I come! No escape!
Radiant Meteor! Eagle
You're
Soda!
mine! Rising Wyvern! Storm! Okay, here I go! Here I come! Rising Wyvern!
This one's mine! Eagle Soda! I'm just getting started!
Lunar corruption!
The picture of
Take this!
Eat this!
I'll heal you all!
హలో
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్
చెప్పండి
ఏమన్నా ప్లాన్స్ ఉన్నాయి సార్
ఏం లేవండి
ఓకే సార్ ఫర్దర్గా నేను ఇంకా కాల్ బ్యాక్
ఎస్ సార్ థ్యాంక్ యూ
Rising Wyvern! Soda!
Switch off!
Take this! You're finished! Rising Wyvern!
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Look sharp! Take this!
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Don't leave me all alone with you!
First strike!
Take this! This one! Guardian Field! I'm ready! I'm hurt bad! I'm ready for Eat this! Piercing roar!
Here's a healing art!
Rising Wyvern!
Flaming meteor!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you all!
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
Will this switch off?
Do it! Soda!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help. First aid!
Now I can let loose! Dragon Shell! Soda!
Make it rain! It's on!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe. I'll heal you all!
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Just watch and learn! That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think
That thing scared the pants.
It felt like it had a different aura than other things.
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that'll made
its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping...
Perhaps a living spirit vessel?
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking...
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
Good to know my training is paying off.
What do you know? Another big fire monster with nothing better to do than get in our way.
I wonder where the rest of those lights ended up landing. It looked like they were pretty scattered.
Well, whatever they're after, let's just hope none of them are anywhere near a city. An ambush on civilians is the last thing we need.
Well, no rest for the wicked, right? Though with 1 down and 3 to go, it sounds like our headache is just beginning.
I thought you liked the opportunity to...
Against those things? It's not like... Besides, we've already got our hands full saving the world. Dying stupid.
Yeah, I guess I can't argue with that.
Hey, is that it over there?
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but... I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you...
Not only that, but you've...
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulder.
Right.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back? We should prepare ourselves.
Let's try not to stay away too long.
Either we race...
Works for me.
It's funny.
What is?
All this, after all.
I'm sure Zephyr will...
And a little...
We're defying the order of...
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us...
No offense to...
No offense taken. And this is no picnic for me.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Ren... I don't think we'll be able to...
Is there no way we can talk?
The people of...
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with she... And it's not just us. If places like
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even...
Look, none of us want to fight.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis.
That's right. Shion? Huh?
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go up? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? Why? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait, the whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans. Chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
and that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this? It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too.
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope. Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne.
matter what happens from now on, right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
పడుకుంటావా?
You guys. You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lennox.
చేసేస్తున్నావా?
The end of, I believe, as a friend, still. No, we have so weird. Well, yeah, right. Let's return. So, but why? As for, can you blame when one special? Totally. I am at. As for what the. Right.
How you hold?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, that?
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing.
I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing.
Yeah,
I'm being... She really...
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all...
You can say that again. It may be normal for us. I have my own dreams. But a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive...
Agreed.
Did you know?
You mean about she?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. It's like a completely different world was spinning around.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was up.
You? But you're the one always...
That's what I thought. But in reality, I did not.
At least you figured it out in time.
I don't think we're out of the woods.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's...
I know.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say.
Zephyr?
I guess he could... Sorry, we'll need... probably...
Yeah. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard,
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because I just figured that was but
I know.
she was so alone this entire
I'm sure it made her happy.
you
Yeah, you were a good friend.
yeah. When you but over no, I think it
Rinwin? Hey,
as much as I tried.
you're not the only...
Hey. Do you That's okay. It came I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me. But in that room, because until that moment, I thought of you. But after that, it didn't matter that we were then. I didn't want to. But then, Don't worry. I've met too many, so I'll fight. I don't know how we're going.
It's going to be a... But I swear I'll...
Thank you.
Remember what we...
Yeah.
Everyone well rested? Then let's... Go. We depart for Lenegis.
Well, it's the moment of...
This lady better hold together one...
Law, don't say that. You're going to...
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a
name? You know, I'm not...
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her...
Ball Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little...
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorn, all right?
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world. Nothing like realizing how small you are. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Dan-
How much longer until we...
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities.
Good idea. Think you'll be all right?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different. Different? Like in a bad way different? No, not at all. You seem more driven lately.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this!
Hey!
What's got lost?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made...
Hey! I just think it's, you know, a little...
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's...
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem.
Guys.
Oh, that's a good point.
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alvin. It's just...
You okay?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth...
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye.
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to...
It's a healing pod.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely... Alphen?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped. Naori laid me inside.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean...
Yes. It sounds crazy, I know.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without Alphen. Can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left...
Of course. That's why...
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't... The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream, if I've learned anything on this, and the one...
Well,
I know.
Sorry.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh?
We'll be going to
This must feel like a homecoming. What was life on Lenegis?
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had they called it...
You mean...
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, the look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Some existence. I thought things could... Is it any... Sure, I survived. That's when it...
I'm sorry. You say it. That's exactly... Why should you... It's that logic that's used to justify... This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. If we're doing this to protect people...
A world free of...
Not just me. If we're going to... Now I see it. The truth...
A victor...
You bet we can pull it off.
Yeah, you're right. We can do this.
Something...
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7...
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even...
I am as prone to sentimentality as any... You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip, doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. But I can't keep...
I see.
Darling.
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking... Is everyone about ready?
Before we do that, just what...
Kisara has a point. Now that I think...
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last...
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people...
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danan.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up.
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need...
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking.
Jeez, give backhanded...
Wait a second. Are you... He is!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary, like as if such simplistic criteria.
So this red woman...
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegia.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take...
That red woman's got a lot to answer for.
We're about to land. The descent could be...
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion...
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody.
So now what? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too.
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good.
Forbidden?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required...
Then you think that source might have been the Ren...
Precisely. For it to be held, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that residential quarters would...
It stands to reason.
Leon's right. Who knows? We might...
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden... Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have...
Maybe when they sent the wave...
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live.
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way...
Dohalim?
Avakir. I'm glad to see you're well. So you haven't heard what happened?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
Hey, Dohalim. Don't tell me you've started keeping...
They're with me. More importantly...
I'm really not sure. The city's foundation, we're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening.
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden...
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me, the less you know.
You're just the same. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the forbidden...
Very well. It looks like we'll have...
Have you seen Faria yet?
No. I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't...
So who's fault?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being...
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite...
We need more information.
While we're at...
And don't forget about finding the way to...
Let's leave...
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has it.
Right. Then we'll leave. The Danans, Manga should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away. By saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
Oh, dear me. Whatever did we do to...
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, we have no choice. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship? I believe...
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special...
As your lordship wishes. First, Lenegis mutates beyond recognition. Now this unexpected visit. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pay.
What could be so important? It's worth destroying people. It's just...
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy.
But why do all this?
Whatever they're...
He's right. We need to stop...
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers.
You heard him. You don't...
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally... I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed, I witnessed the deaths of...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red.
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or...
Never mind. Forget it. Is everything okay? You look... Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was hoping to head this way myself. I suppose I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll...
You mean you know another way?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris!
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we...
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no...
It's worth investigating. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here.
You'd really...
Our lot in life is of little consequence.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the...
You'd think? Not to this extent.
Even
Yeah, everything nothing happens devoid of a reason.
The Sovereign? There is...
The Sovereign?
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? That's a
The points you make are valid. Though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing...
No.
Neither have I. In which case...
Hold up.
Assuming what I believe to be...
But what about trade and communication?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. What if something were to happen to the city?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the... But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler.
Whoever wins the crown contest thereafter. As for how...
300 years later, we cross paths with... That's not the only...
Do you think...
I can't say for sure.
But that would... We never did see Volron's body back in... Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time?
Wait a second. You don't think the ceremony... There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden.
Questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden...
Then it's decided. That's one of the citizens... Let's go!
I mean, they're sovereign.
But don't only...
Even if the...
I wonder what they'd think also. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to...
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just...
I know.
It feels...
Yeah, if you're that every end, luckily.
Yes! Yeah!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from...
What?
Ganabelt was so horrible. I didn't...
And yet...
It is the way...
Even so, I used...
More to the point.
What if she...
It's still...
For all we...
Tell me,
and what's...
you know, when you're...
I'm afraid I don't...
I do. Look imposing...
I would never stoop to...
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it?
Now you've got me curious.
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out...
What? They look up to you, that's all.
Hey! What's got into Alphen?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird
Oh,
poke?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go.
So, I've been wondering...
What do you mean?
Well, but then, if they...
Ordinarily, yes. Trust me. As far as we were concerned, it makes you wonder whether the city was just built on as an after...
Sorry.
Not at all. This place is a mystery, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're right.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed...
Ridiculous. Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganeth Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think...
They must...
Renans live in a... but their loyalty to their people is also strong.
That's what makes them the god.
Right. It's this...
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we...
So, Alphen.
Yeah. Also...
Yeah.
I know, but at the same... So I guess...
You're saying that they weren't, even if they did terrible things...
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Dan, I think that's something we've all...
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case.
And I'm going to keep...